Hey guys, and welcome to Return to Ash. It's another one of these visual novel type games, I think. So let's get right into it. The hospital was empty, quiet, and brighter than usual, like waking up on a snowy day, or on a snow day. But I didn't feel cold. I didn't feel much of anything. Weird. Normally, opening my eyes to a room this bright would give me a migraine. Instead, I felt no pain at all. No aching muscles, no bed sores, not even a hint of dizziness or nausea. For the first time in 7 years, I felt completely normal. Either I'm cured or this is a dream. Or I'm dead. Hello? I called out, but no one came. Nurse? I searched for the call button on the side of my bed, but it wasn't there. Yep, definitely a dream then. My IV bag dripped in response. Or these are some next level painkillers. What am I supposed to do now? I have no idea what's happening. I guess we're like a hospital patient. Oh, I get to pick. Leave the room, wait patiently. Die, I guess. Well, probably not that one. So let's just leave. Fine, I'll just go and find someone. Put on some slippers and walked out into the hall. Hopefully my choices don't impact the game too much, because I tend to make the wrong choices. I feel like, much to my dismay, there didn't seem to be anyone here either. Something was definitely wrong. Even in the dead of night, you'd hear a nurse or two scurrying these halls. You'd see a nurse or two scurrying these halls, or at the very least, a janitor. But it's broad daylight and there's absolutely no one. My footsteps echoed quietly in the eerie silence. I peered around the corner to see another empty stretch of hallway before me. Okay, no explanation. Time has stopped. I slept through the fire alarm and everyone already evacuated. I was left behind in the confusion. Or it's the rapture, so it's not their fault I was left behind. A nuclear apocalypse? Isn't there a bright flash before that bomb goes off? That must be what it is. I walked steadily down the halls, coming up with more and more ridiculous theories as to what was happening. Finally, a figure appears, saving me from my madness. Hello, stylish woman. Hopefully we give you a name at some point. Hi. I was too surprised to know how to react. This wasn't the sort of person I expected to find, and she showed up too suddenly. Instead of focusing on all the possible explanations for what was going on, I should have come up with something to say when I inevitably found someone. I just really, am I carrying the IV bag like with me everywhere I go? Is that what people usually do? I didn't think anyone else was here. She looks me up and down, glancing to my IV, then back to my face. She's expecting a response. Quick, think of something to say. Cool tie. That's a cool tie. Thanks. Are you feeling okay? I couldn't help but notice you're on an IV. I am carrying it around with me. I'm in the hospital for a reason. Her smile falls. Sorry for being a depressing person, lady. She gives me a pitying look, then pauses to consider her next words. Listen, this isn't a hospital. You died. Oh, whoa. Are you okay? You're not having a heart attack, are you? No, I was just really hoping you weren't going to say that. Right, of course. Why would it matter if I was having a heart attack now? I'm apparently dead. I mean, I assumed as much. I just didn't want to face it. How could I have died so unceremoniously? That's a big word. Unless it's just that I don't remember the gruesome details. Guess I should be thankful for that at least. Still, to die in my sleep at the ripe age of 22. It's not how I expected my life to come to an end. Doctors never told me I had however many weeks left to live. Feels so out of nowhere. Did I really die? I'm breathing right now. Out of necessity or habit? The woman clears her throat. I'm sorry, it took me some time to process my own death too. So you're also dead. This is like a afterlife kind of thing. Been here for about 3 months now, give or take. Wonder how she died, but it's probably rude to ask a stranger something like that. It's not like I'd want to spill my life story either. So what's your story, kid? Oh, well, I guess now I'm going to. She asked without hesitation. I'm not a kid, I'm 22. Really, but you look so young. Yeah, I have that same problem. But being hospitalized stunted my growth, I guess. Why are we talking about this? I died, who cares what I look like? Oh wow, only 4 years younger than me, so only someone I can relate to a little better. My life is pretty far from the average 22-year-old's experience, but it's hard to imagine what I would be relatable to her in the slightest. I guess most people die at an older age, so when you see someone that's younger, it's uncommon, I guess. What were you hospitalized for? It's not cancer, is it? She's so unbelievably rude. No, it's hard to explain. Was it terminal? I continued to be astounded by this woman's complete lack of tact. She's just asking questions. Can we talk about something else? Sorry. I'm asking because I wanted to discern what your goal might be. My goal? I'm dead. Surely there's no reason left to pursue any kind of goals. To my surprise, she laughs. This might be some kind of afterlife. That doesn't mean we should give up on living. My name is Scarlet. I'm going to get my second shot at life, even if it kills me. Okay. Moving over to someone who's already dead. I guess now we get... What about you? Do you want to go back? Get her name now. Not possible. Go back to where? Of course I want to live. Let's just go back to where? When? To where I left off? I didn't even say that. I just thought it. Just before I was hospitalized. Thought of returning to my current everyday life. Resuming the stasis I've been in for the past 7 years. It just doesn't sound all that appealing to me. It's not that I'd rather be dead. It's more like, now that I've died, I feel like I could come to accept it. My head doesn't hurt, and I've been standing here for a while now without feeling dizzy. That's huge for me. I wonder if I even need this IV anymore. I answered her honestly. I don't know. That makes sense. Sounds like you just got here after all. What's your name? Did she think all of that in the span of like 2 seconds? It's Ashley. Ash for short. Alright, Ashley, you spell your name kind of weird. Walk with me. I'll tell you everything I know. She turned immediately with complete confidence that I would follow right after her. So I did. What do these buttons do? Auto, save, back. Alright. Scarlet walked at an easy pace, explaining the mechanics of this afterlife as if it were a speech she'd rehearsed and recited 20 times. Maybe she had. Clearly I wasn't the first dead person she'd welcomed here. It was surreal, thinking about the situation I was in, but also how I had no trouble focusing on her explanation despite that. Usually I feel so lost in a fog, but my mind is completely clear right now. I thought my brain would function if I were healthy. Not that it matters anymore. Based on Scarlet's explanation, I should consider this place to be purgatory. We died, but we can move on from here. It's unclear exactly where we move on to, but apparently that's up to death. We're on our way to meet them now. To meet death? What? So we don't get hungry? Right. We're thirsty? There's nothing to eat or drink here anyway. And we can't sleep? I haven't actually tried. Well, what's the point then? There's like the 3 things that I do. Apart from that, I don't really have any other activities that I do, you know? But after 3 full months with no sleep, I haven't had any sort of adverse health effects. Safe to say it's unnecessary. For sure it's been 3 months. I don't know if I could live without sleep. Well, I guess they don't need to live. They're not alive anymore. Time is definitely passing. I've been using my watch to track the days. Because there's no sunrise or sunset. I slow my pace and Scarlet stops in front of me. There's a pitying look on her face. The stasis isn't so bad once you get used to it. I'm tired of how bright it is. Scarlet laughs, but I wasn't joking. I may have been spared from my usual migraine, but the constant intensity of the light was unnerving to me. If I had a choice of which hospital to send Ben Purgatory in, I'd say St. Fellows was the better option. At least there I had the changing seasons to look forward to. How would get quieter after visiting hours were over. Chatty nurses telling me about their day as they changed my IV. Being in the hospital for so long, you learn to love little things. The alternative is just to feel miserable all the time. I'm not miserable. I'm still alive. But I can't even say that anymore. Grip the pole of my IV stand a little tighter. I'm still afraid to leave it behind. The last few wayward souls who came through here, they made it out pretty quick. Maybe you'll be able to bargain with death too, and you won't have to get used to this light. Maybe I can make a deal with him, and then I can go find my cup sibling. He'll give me like a gun that shoots bullets. I'm not very good at bargaining. She laughs again, presses the button for the elevator. I'll help you. I'm no good at debate. Thanks. Elevator doors opened. Reveal a man stacking coins in the center of the floor. Hope this isn't death. Don't come in. I blinked at the confusing sight, but Scarlet cut in without missing a beat. You're still at this? It's been 2 days. There's a lot of coins and the deadline's coming up pretty soon. Scarlet Scarlet leaned her forearm against the elevator door to prevent it from closing. Well, can we get in? I'm taking Ashley here to meet Death. Could you maybe catch the next one? No. Scarlet forced her way in, knocking over a stack of coins in the process. Why are you so pushy, Miss Scarlet? You're wasting your time. Come on, Ashley. She motioned for me to follow, and I stepped into the elevator. I did my best to avoid the coins at my feet. It was an awkward ride. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting premise, to say the least. When we reached the basement, Scarlet went on ahead. The man moved to shield his coin stacks from her reckless stride, but turned out to be unnecessary. Her intent seemed more focused on escorting me to wherever Death was, I guess. To the side of the elevator was another pile of coins. Upon closer inspection, they looked to be some type of play currency. At least I'm not aware of any coins with a skull on them. Doubloons, maybe? Isn't that what, like, pirates have? Judging by the cartoony design, it seemed like something used for a board game rather than by pirates. Yeah, that's what I just said. Curious, not particularly in any rush to meet Death, I stopped to talk to man. I kind of hope they get to some kind of, like, hook here soon, you know? So far, it seems kind of mundane. Why are you stacking coins, mister? Saladin, you're Ashley, right? I prefer Ash. Saladin picks up a small stack of coins and transports them to the larger pile beside the elevator. Her process is methodical and efficient. I can tell he really has been at it for 2 days. It's my trial, so I can revive. He shuffles back into the elevator to pick up the next stack of coins. So I guess they all have, like, if they, like, meet some kind of goal, then they can come back to life. Trial? Scarlet, clearly tired of waiting, returns to my side. Death told him he had 3 days to bring coins from the top floor to the basement. If he reaches a certain amount, his soul will be released. They have to stay stacked like this. If a single coin faces tails up, it won't count. Sounds tedious. No, I don't mind. It's good exercise. What happens if he fails the task? He goes back for the next round of coins. Leave him, Ashley. He's done hundreds of these tiles. Death isn't going to let him pass this time either. Oh, you just try again if you fail. As Scarlet walks away again, the elevator doors begin to close. Saladin stumbles from his place to block them. I wonder if these trials have something to do with, like, life. Like, if you were, like, a greedy person or only cared about money, then your trial is to carry coins around or something. The stack of coins he's holding wobbles dangerously, but he quickly studies them and continues his work, as if nothing happened. You know, I feel like it's kind of cruel if you spend your whole life in the hospital, like, hospital bed, tied to an IV your entire life, and then you die and you go to your afterlife, and it's like, you still have the IV, and you're still in a hospital. You never leave. I'd rather be alone. Help Saladin follow Scarlet. I want to help him out, but I feel like if it's his trial, he's got to do it on his own. Let's just follow Scarlet. Not wanting to be left behind, I back away from Saladin and leap into his trial. Scarlet turns back to me, tapping her foot as I catch up. She's grinning. You know, the reason I volunteered to begin to bargain with Death for you, because I don't want you to see you end up like Saladin. In other words, she took pity on me. I really wish I had a mentor when I first got here. Maybe things would have gone more smoothly. Thanks for your help, Miss Scarlet. You don't need to call me Miss. Ashley, we're equals here. I increased my bond with Scarlet. That's funny, I don't feel like I'm being treated like an equal at all. I wonder if increasing the bond with certain people does things. Like, if I would have helped Saladin, I would have gotten a increased bond with him. So I can't help smiling back. If she wants to take me under her wing, that's a net positive for me, isn't it? Scarlet motions for me to follow again, and I obey. Best not overthink it. I still myself as she escorts me farther down the hall towards Death. Yeah, you seem to think a lot. I can't say I blame you, though. I'm the same way. Now we have a whole nother dialogue of your thoughts. The room I found myself in now had walls lined with metal drawers. I know these drawers. They're for storing human bodies. Oh, it's a morgue. You pull the door open, panel slides out with a corpse on it. I've seen it in TV. It's the basement of the hospital where they take patients who succumb to their illnesses or injuries. I wonder if there's going to be people, like, sleeping in them just because they're already dead, so maybe this is their bed. And Scarlet took me here. I'm really dead. I died. No matter how many times I say it in my head, it doesn't sink in. I'm still thinking, walking, and talking. How can I really be dead? You're joking, right? She turns to me, genuine confusion in her eyes. The morgue. My voice cracks. I can't stay calm when faced with this. Is that how you see it? What's that supposed to mean? It's obviously the morgue. Are you okay, Ashley? No, I don't know. I'm in a morgue. The fear is so visceral, but my heart isn't beating faster at all. Is it still beating? When did it stop? It's not beating anymore, is it? Scarlet, I don't want to die. I don't want to be dead. I feel the same, which is why we need to bargain with death. I try to calm my breathing. She's right. This is what we came for. Sorry. Don't worry. It's a normal reaction. I feel like an idiot for freaking out. I was told a long time ago I'd die young, but it still always felt so far away. Imagining myself being slid into one of these cold metal drawers, to be forgotten by everyone I'd ever known. Everyone already forgot about me, didn't they? That's how I felt before. No visitors in over a year, I might as well not exist to them. It's more convenient if I don't exist. How will they feel when they hear the news? Relieved? I don't want to think about it. How did you die? I asked the question point blank. She pried into my life before, so I guess it's just a bit of payback, I guess. I don't remember the specifics. Woke up here 3 months ago. Selin was focused on his trials and death refused to talk to me. There have been a few others, but they haven't stuck around long. I'm not sure how any of them got out, or if they were able to revive at all. She talks quickly. In another speech that feels rehearsed, she must have relayed this story a number of times now. I've searched this building for clues, but the computers don't boot up, and everything in the filing cabinet is completely blank. All I know is that Death is in charge and seems to have some control over who can leave via the trials. Which means bargaining with them might really be my only way out, if there is a way out of here. You sure we can bargain with them? Well, don't expect results right away. If they don't like their recently living. Great. Guess I'll have to figure out a way to get on Death's good side. Where is Death, anyway? Thought they'd be lurking around here. They usually are. Take a look around, now that the shock of being in a morgue has worn off a little. Oh, here's all the coins. On the opposite side of the room is a large pile of coins that have been meticulously stacked. Seldon's work, I guess. What's the point of this? A show of dedication? Repaying his sins, maybe? You'd have plenty of time to reflect on your life if you spent 2 whole days doing this. Maybe you'd be so focused you don't think at all. Wondering these things to myself isn't going to answer any questions. I turn to Scarlet. That's kind of an interesting thought. I guess, repaying your sins after death, that'd be an interesting concept. But I think it kind of defeats the point then, because then you could just do whatever you want during life, because you could just repay your sins after you die. What else has Selin had to do for his trials? Why stop caring? It's all meaningless anyway. Blunt as always. The trials are a waste of time, Ashley. Death always finds a way to claim you've lost. Finds a way to claim you've lost. Okay. You calling me unfair? Uh-oh. Oh. Hi, Death. Behind it stood a hooded figure with oversized scythe. This is Sans. He's wearing a hoodie. This is definitely Death. You came out of nowhere. Don't do things like that. You're going to give Ashley a heart attack. Not possible. This is not at all what I was expecting. It certainly feels possible. They really startled me. How do you have a skull, but you also have hair? Where's the hair sitting? Is it coming out of the skull? Or is it just floating above? Just then Selin came stumbling into the room with a sack of coins in his hand. Oh, everyone's here. We have business with Death. Could you try not to disturb us? But my trial. If it's not enough coins, it's insanity. He places his stack of coins in the pile, then scurries out of the room. Have some self-respect. What's your business with me, Scarlet? They ask flatly, their sigh muffled by the skull mask covering their face. Oh, it's just a mask. Okay. That is a mask, right? The gloves they're wearing look like the kind I've worn for Halloween as a kid. Ashley wants to revive. You're going to release her soul from this place. She speaks for me and I let her. There's no way I can talk like that to Death myself. Am I? Selden sneaks back into the room and places another stack of coins, then quietly adds them to his pile. Yes, you are. Look at her. She's on an IV, for God's sake. So if she revives, she could die anyway. Gee, thanks for the reminder. That's besides the point. Seems relevant to me. Why should I bother? Because maybe a near-death experience is what she needed in order to be miraculously healed. She could go on to live a full life. That's kind of a weird argument to make. I'm certainly not expecting any miracles. She's young. Does she look like she belongs here? Selden's coins clatter in the background. To me, she looks like someone who would rather rely on a stranger than face her problems herself. We're not strangers. We did just meet. Scarlet gently puts a hand on my shoulder. This is called the shoulder touch. What's that thing from Spider-Verse? Is it shoulder touch, shoulder tap? I can't remember. Let me do the talking, actually. Hey. Ousted from the debate over my own soul, I retreat to the opposite side of the room. This isn't going well. Death probably thinks I'm pathetic. I'm pathetic now, like how Scarlet feels about Saladin. Pathetic little worm doing whatever they're told, relying on the strength of others. Pitiable and weak, that's us. He glances at me, then hurriedly returns to stacking his coins. Before he can leave the room again, Death blocks his way. Time's up, Donnie. Donnie, that's kind of cute. Just please stop calling me that. Only my mom calls me Donnie. Scarlet strides over to us, indignant. Excuse me, our conversation was not over. Schedule's full, babe. Come back with a better argument tomorrow. I'm busy. Just tell me you failed and get it over with already. But please don't do that. I worked really hard. Excuse me. They all turned to face me at once. I'm a little surprised they listened, and massively uncomfortable with the intention. Are you really going to check their every coin? I'll just check them. There's a hint of smirk in their voice. I want to flip them. Flip. And there's the catch. For every coin you brought, we're going to play heads or tails. If any of them land on tails, you lose. Oh. I thought I just had to place them here face up. Flipping every single one, that's impossible. What are the odds of getting heads so many times in a row? 50-50 for each coin. That's... I have to give an answer to this? Technically possible, right? Not gonna happen. Pretty awful RNG. Not gonna happen. Isn't this game kind of rigged? There's no way to get heads every time. Told you it was a waste of time. All my effort just made the odds even worse. Death flips the first coin. Heads. Pick the next one. Oh, heads again. This is kind of cruel. They're definitely taking pleasure in this. Saladin cringes visibly at the sound of each coin being tossed. Third coin lands on heads, and then a fourth. Watches the result, unable to speak. Can't go on forever. In fact, it might be set up to make him start to think he has a chance, only for Death to take that away. It's just a coin flip, but they managed to turn it into immense physiological torture. Bringing fewer coins would have given him better odds, but then he would fail for not meeting the minimum requirement. I see why Scarlet didn't bother to help him before. Death's trials are made to be unwinnable. Huh. Coin flips pause and Death turns to me. Hey Ashley, heads or tails? Tails. I wasn't asking you. Death wants me to call it. I feel like it's less cruel to just give him tails now. Tails, like Scarlet said. I just want it to be over. It's too cruel. Yeah. Flip the coin. Tails. You lose, Saladin. Come on, that's not fair. His voice wavers. He might cry, which is probably Death's aim with this. Crushing his spirit, giving him hope, only to snuff it right back. What do they gain from toying with people like this? Saladin has done a lot of these, right? I can't stop myself from speaking up. The situation is too unfair. Yeah. So why don't you just release his soul already? He's tried pretty hard, right? He's got plenty of time. What do you mean? Death mounted their scythe like a witch on a broomstick. I was not expecting that. I barely know how to react. As my eyes follow them, I can only think how the ceiling is higher up than I realized. They drift to a stop and grasp the handle on one of the metal doors. I'm about to see a corpse. Have we been standing in a room lined with bodies? Why do the walls look infinitely tall? And how have I not noticed that until now? The metal door swings open and a long dresser slides out. It's hard to tell from where I'm standing, but it seems to be lined with rows upon rows of hourglasses? His is in here. What are those? Countdown for every soul that comes here. Countdown? Why is this the first I'm hearing of a countdown? You never asked. Like you'd have told me. This is how long you have left to live. Sand in the small hourglass falls steadily down, a human life measured in grains of sand. Nice try, we're already dead. Not quite. Saladin stares at the ground, wringing his hands. And what do you mean? Death descends again, Saladin's hourglass in hand. Want to see what happens when I turn this over? They say it in a teasing voice, like it's a game to them. This is someone's life. No. Sheldon says, well, we must all be thinking. But it's cool, check it out. When death flips the hourglass over, we all expect the sand inside to reverse direction. But it doesn't. It continues falling upward, defying gravity. This is how long we have left to live. Meaning, we are still alive. And maybe because we're still alive, we have a chance to revive. Scarlet says she's been here for 3 months. How much time does she have left? How much time do I have left? I wonder how they determine how much time people get. Scarlet lets out an incredulous huff. So you're just going to torture him till his time runs out? Will you release him once he gets down to the wire, or let him die in the end? That's up to him. Unbelievable. Well, I'm still alive, even though this is the afterlife? Didn't Scarlet tell you? Look to Scarlet, but she's already stormed away. She taps her foot, facing away from us. This is the afterlife for souls who died a social death. Y'all end up here because you're miserable losers. What does that mean? Return to Ash. Now we get the title card. Actually, I think I'm going to end this off here. I'm just going to cut this off into some episode chunks. Mainly because I don't have, what's the word? Many other games lined up, so I want to draw this one out between a few different videos, I guess. But essentially, I'm making a more like, what's the word? Voiceover dialogue based video for another one. I think because the Nuzlocke video did really well, so people seem to enjoy that one, the kind of more voiceover style. So I'll be making videos like those, but unfortunately they take so long to make. So while I'm doing those, I'll probably just upload some like games like this in the meantime, just some commentary stuff. So if you enjoy that, then you can watch these, or you can watch the voiceover videos when those come out. I'd say I could probably make like maybe one of those a month. I have no idea. Just depends on how much time I have and how much motivation I have, I guess. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part, I guess. So, peace.